I received the thumbs up, which means we can initiate the podcast.
In 5D.
See, it was simple. They don't all have to be extravagant.
You know what? You're right. What hurts is that it was just spot on.
Yeah.
And that's kind of not our thing.
Yeah, but you know what? It worked. I'm accepting it. I'm choosing to live with it.
I mean, you choose to live with a lot of things.
I still talk to you.
Wow, barely. You chat with me.
I mean, you guys talk more to each other than me.
Collectively? Is that true? Actually, to be
There's
fair,
been tons of times I'm like, so is this happening? And then you're like, oh no, Bonsai already discussed it. It's not. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Actually, to be fair, that's not true. It's always, is this happening? It's usually, oh shit, we forgot. It's a holiday.
Well, that's the other one. That's the other one that happens frequently. The other one is that you guys talk about it and then forget to CC me or something, and then.
But it's usually because it's a holiday.
Yeah, mostly. That's why when holidays come around, I'm like, they're not going to be around.
The only times that Bonsai and I just outright just zero fucks giving, fucking free balling it is the holidays, because neither him or I are real fans, so we just want to fuck it all.
Yeah. We don't really do holidays.
Yeah. It's just something cheery people made up to, hang out with each other. And first off, we're not cheery. Second off, we don't need a fucking excuse.
Yep.
Anyways.
I'll be seeing Star Wars on Christmas this year. I always do.
Oh, that's
yeah,
true.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't know what I will be doing. Probably not seeing Star Wars. I'll wait till a couple reviews come out and see what I feel.
That's what I like about the theater, right next to me that I live with.
The theater that you live with?
Yeah, I live with in my house. It's called Pirating.
Oh man,
it's called Klops is really, really broke, and he's just shacking up at Century right now.
It's true. He is sleeping underneath the fucking stage right now.
Yeah. No, but they always have openings, even on opening nights for shit. The craziest I saw it was Endgame.
Yeah, it was a big one.
That was huge. It was the most hustle and bustle in that theater that I've ever seen.
I can see that. Yeah, no, this year it's not like I have a hate on for Star Wars. It's just meh.
Hey, a lot of people don't like it. I'm one of the folks. I'm still into. I'm not saying this is the best. It's better, but I like it.
I'm the
I'm
classics. Still into the classics.
Better than not having Star Wars.
Right. I'd rather have this than have it end on the fucking prequels. I like these.
Well, no. And that's what I'm saying.
These more than the prequels.
That's what I'm saying. Wait, the prequels. I actually don't hate the prequels as much as most people do, but I will say, I would have hated for the last movie that we saw, the
Last Jedi.
Last Jedi. I would have hated that have been the last Star Wars. So I was never in the cancel Star Wars camp, and I'm still not. I'm just not in the I'm going to wait at midnight to go see this fucking movie camp or anything like that.
Christmas Day is several days after it comes out, so I'll be good.
Yeah.
As long as nobody's a dick and spoils the whole fucking thing, I'm going to wait a couple days. I'm going to see it on Christmas. It'll be nice.
Yeah, well,
there's a couple luxury theaters. I can drink a beer while I see it.
I'll check
There's
out
a regular theater
first.
where I'll sneak a beer while I see it.
Oh, no. No sneaking beers. It's real booze or nothing. It's not worth the payoff. If I'm just gonna be
how many booze you fucking smuggle or smuggle.
Are you on booze now? It depends on how many booze you smuggle.
Yeah, I wish.
All right, here we are, another episode. We got Bonsai back for this one, or maybe for the next one. I don't know what order these motherfuckers publish in.
It's gonna be weird.
It's a whole thing. But I want to open with no, I'm just kidding. I do want to open with something funny. We don't cover the Emmys.
No.
Because we just don't fucking care. But there was a hilarious moment on the Emmys.
Okay.
You had Kim Kardashian and one of her sisters presenting the award for the best reality TV show. And Kim Kardashian goes up there, and mind you, I'm paraphrasing because I'm not going to read the direct quote, but she goes, "Me and my family know what it's like to put on a good to produce a good reality show. And then you hear a couple of giggles, and then her sister goes, "Yes, to be real on live television is difficult. We know what it's like." And then the whole audience fucking laughs.
Well,
They weren't
I mean,
joking. That was not a joke. They were being serious, and then you can see their faces get all sour like. And that was my favorite part of the Emmys because that was the only part I saw, and it shit on something I don't like.
fair. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you kind of expect at that point. Like, did you take yourself seriously? That's the only, like, I don't mind shitty content like, there was this, my old roommate, who we've talked about on here before, but my old roommate was, like, just really into, like, the YouTube culture kind of stuff, and he got into this, his name was, like...
Francis of the Filth.
It was like Chili Pepper or something.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the King, Filthy Frank, or Francis of the Filth.
He loved Filthy Frank too, and I'm sorry, I just don't understand it. I watch it and I look at him and I go, what's the joke? I don't understand what the joke part is. But he got into this Chili Pepper guy, who I didn't like, but I got it, because I'm pretty sure that guy was not serious. Like, just watching the way he behaved, I'm 99% sure this guy was a character he was doing because he knew it would make YouTube money. That I can fucking respect. Selling out, I totally understand. Actually being that person is kind of worse.
Well, and here's where I land on this one.
Filthy Frank was a character.
I still just don't think it's funny. I can respect it. Make a character that's funny. Doesn't mean I think it's funny.
Like,
No, that's fine. I just wanted to clarify because I thought maybe you thought that maybe that was actually.
Oh no, I don't.
Whatever his name is.
Sure, respect to it. I just don't think it's funny.
But on a side note, before Eduardo goes, it's really cool because now he's doing music. Filthy Frank, or the guy that made that character, and it's a complete 180. And now I've heard it on the radio, and it's kind of mind blowing to know that this dude was making shitty content on YouTube, and now he's actually like on the radio doing his music that he wants to do.
Huh? That's dope.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead, Eduardo.
It's almost like the band Dope, who sold heroin to fund their band.
That's funny.
And then now they're a band.
Are they popular? I've never heard of them.
Dope. I mean, like they sound like Marilyn Manson. They're kind of big in like that particular scene.
Oh.
The lead singer for Dope is on tour with Static X right now, replacing Wayne Static now that he's gone.
Huh.
But he's wearing like a Wayne Static face mask. It's very Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, that's kind of rad.
Is Wayne
like
Static dead?
Yeah,
he
Wayne Static
died.
overdosed years ago.
Yeah, he died.
I don't remember this.
I was gonna say it's kind of like the guy that took up the thing for Gore.
Oh, well, he actually was in the band before. He's the old Beefcake the Mighty.
Right. Yeah, but then he also has like a music master's degree.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's got like super music master degrees in like drums and guitars and everything else. And then he became the lead singer of Gore, which is really rad.
I mean, their music isn't the best, but their stage show is incredible.
That's why you like them as their stage show.
Honestly, they still have some pretty good songs too. I definitely jam Gore now. We have topics. Eduardo, hit us with a topic. Give us a topic.
We don't have to do topics. We just shoot the shit here. I mean, I'm okay with this.
But we have them.
We do have topics. They're not hot, but we have topics.
They're more like guidelines.
That's
Eduardo, guide us with lines. Pick one at random.
I am. It's called
I want to get you a crank that just like you pull a thing and then it changes the background. How great would that be?
That'd be pretty rad.
I used to have a wheel that I would spin, but it just got me really depressed because all that was on there was chores. All right.
Because your mom made it.
Your mom made it. All right. Okay. I do have a question about this. There is a topic we're going to talk about. What the fuck is the Chef Show and why does everybody keep talking about it?
Okay. So, the Chef Show is so good. Jon Favreau. I take it you both know who Jon Favreau is. We talk about him a lot on the show, but if you don't know,
He's
Favreau
Happy.
He's Happy Hogan in the Iron Man movies, but he's also a director.
Yeah.
He directed the first Iron Man and the second, but not the third, I think.
I don't know if it was the second, because that one was terrible.
I thought he did first and second, but either way, Jon Favreau's an amazing director. I actually really, really, really like Jon Favreau's work. And a few years back, he ended up doing this little indie project that I believe we reviewed on this show called Chef. Chef is about like a 5-star incredible gourmet chef who kind of has a breakdown and gets sick of the restaurant business and instead goes and opens up a food truck. And through this food truck, he like bonds with his son, rediscovers his love for cooking. It's just this really like cute, fun, slice of life passion project that Favreau did. Amazing movie. Me and my wife put this on at least twice a year. Like, love this movie. Really good. Not just because it's well written, well directed, but you can actually tell this is the kind of movie that somebody wanted to make. You know what I mean? We talk about that a lot on here. A movie that's made because somebody's actually interested in something versus a movie that somebody just got paid a lot of money to make really tends to shine through. Chef did that. Jon Favreau really has a passion for food. So since he plays the main character in his movie, one of the things he did was he got a professional chef to actually teach him to cook. So all of the shots in the movie where somebody's cooking, that's really John Leguizamo, Jon Favreau, and the kid who played the kid actually cooking food. They actually did this because they felt it was going to just really help sell the idea. But once Jon Favreau was done filming the movie, he called up the chef who was training. He's like, okay, what do we do next? And the chef went, no, like nothing, dude. Your movie's done. It's good. You're good. And Jon Favreau was like, no, but I want to keep going. Like, this is great. I love this. I want to keep doing this. So they decided to make The Chef Show. It's a show not really based on his movie, but more based on the idea of his movie. And now it's a cooking show that does not teach you how to cook at all. They kind of go over a recipe-ish, but mostly it's Jon Favreau, this chef he has teaching him, and sometimes a celebrity guest, sometimes a chef guest, sometimes just them, kind of cooking in the kitchen and chatting. One of the best episodes from this new season, Jon Favreau goes back to Skywalker Ranch. George Lucas opened up a winery, garden, and restaurant because he's George Lucas, and he's a fucking weirdo. And that's just the kind of shit he does. And that's where like a lot of the money. Right. And a lot of the people who are filming and doing stuff at Skywalker Ranch get catered by this restaurant. So Jon Favreau and this chef go back to this restaurant. They're picking like they just wanted to make something inspired. So they're just walking through the garden going, yeah, grab that, grab that, grab that, grab that. We're just going to make something. And in walks the director of the Clone Wars TV show. So the whole time you're watching these guys kind of like prepare this really good looking food, but really it's Jon Favreau and this director talking about their time working on Star Wars and how they get involved with Lucas and how Jon Favreau got on the Clone Wars and how all these guys at Skywalker just kind of meet and talk. And there's been a few great episodes like that. If anybody's a fan of Binging with Babish, he gets Babish on the show a couple of times. And like they just kind of cook with Babish. He gets fucking Gwyneth Paltrow on the show. And this is where the video that went around online where she admits she does not remember being in Spider-Man. She thought it was the Avengers the whole time. That's from The Chef Show. And so I've been watching the show as it comes out just because it's so fascinating, this like anti-cook show. You know what I mean? It's not your typical Food Network like, who's going to make the best cupcake? Or here's an instructional video on how to make fucking... No, it's just people cooking.
It's an interview show with cooking in it.
They're not even really interviewing, though. They're just chatting.
It's
not even always about projects. Sometimes they're just talking about like, oh yeah, this is a dish my mom would make when I was a kid, and I'd really look forward to it, and I wanted to put my own spin on it, and I wanted to make it for you. And all the stuff they cook, they feed the crew with, and it's just this really wholesome. I don't even want to call it wholesome. That's the wrong tone. Genuine. It's just this very genuine experience kind of show that I've totally fallen in love with.
This feels a lot like, and I know I had you watch a little bit of it when we were down at Comic-Con, but this feels a lot like The Green Room.
Yeah.
But instead of with comedians coming in and just really just talking shop and sharing their experiences and their opinions on stuff very candidly, this is more... couple, he cooks and then he also has conversations with people. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I would even Favreau actually did a show like this before. I cannot for the life of me remember the name of it right now, but it was literally just him grabbing comedians and writers and actors and whoever, and then just going to a 5-star restaurant, but sitting down and chatting. It wasn't even they always had really great food, but it was more like this fireside chat sort of about entertainment as a whole. Bring in musicians and actors and directors and sit them in a room. What do they talk about? And that was it was just a show of people talking, but it's really genuine. And it's actually it's either really cool or sometimes just really, light feeling. I'm not saying every second of the show is absolutely thrilling. No, I play my Switch a lot, or we cook while we're watching it. But there are episodes that you just get fucking hooked into what they're talking about. And the whole thing's just really nice because it's really just about two people who really like cooking, getting the chance to cook and show cool food that they can make. Love the Chef Show. Really, really highly recommend it. And recommend the movie Chef. Check it out.
So
really, really good movie.
Specifically season 2, right?
Yeah, season 2 just came out. I've already watched the whole thing. I'm done.
Okay,
It's only 8 episodes. It's pretty short.
So what would
Is
you
it
rate it?
on Netflix or is it on
It is
Hulu?
Yeah.
Netflix.
Netflix original. I give the show a solid 8.5 out of 10. Just because, again, you can't say everything's great, but for the stuff that is great, it's fantastic. If you're cleaning your room, if you're cooking, folding laundry, it's just like a great doing stuff kind of show.
8.5 what?
8.5 Kicho Chongs out of 10, because I don't know what a Kicho Chong, I don't know what it is, but it's red and he puts it in fucking everything.
All right, cool. All right, sounds good. Also, for folks who are wondering what the fuck I was talking about, it's an old show called The Green Room with Paul Provenza.
Good show.
It's spot on. Yeah, you should get it. I'm not going to lie. I'm not sure they're supposed to be on there, but all of the episodes are on YouTube, so you can find them. It's
He's just saying he's seen them on there.
yeah, I'd seen them on there. I didn't.
We
put them on
totally
there.
promote going and finding a way to legitimately acquire episodes of this show. But, I did happen to see him on
If you want to get a preview before you buy,
right. Well,
pretty sure that
sample.
they're on the YouTubes.
YouTube.
I die on the inside every time I say that, you sons of bitches.
We know.
Okay,
We
we
love
love
I
it.
want you to
Yeah.
know that. Okay, so there's another Netflix show that we're on the season 2 of, and we're going to go on that. And
Okay.
I've seen the full season 1, so has Bonsai. I haven't started season 2, but you guys have, correct?
Yeah.
All right, so for that, we're talking about Disenchantment.
Part 2.
Electric Chantaboo.
Yeah, there you go. I guess that works. Sure.
does.
We'll just go.
I believe it's Force
it in
Demonaroo.
We'll fix it in post.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll fix some post. It's
Fix it
fine.
in post.
So I'm about, I think, 5 episodes in now, or maybe I just got to 5. I'm not sure how many are in the season. It's probably like
See how
10.
far I am.
I don't know. So the first season really had me go. There, it seems like they're trying too hard, but it was entertaining enough to like keep watching it.
I'm
and-
halfway through 6, so we're right about the same part.
Okay. This one, although going into, I was kind of on that fence a little bit. I was like, yeah, do I want to watch a movie or should I watch this show? I guess I should watch this show. And so I started watching it, and then I started realizing that I was like getting into it, like I was binge watching it, because it seems like every episode it ends on a nice hook for the next episode,
Yeah.
which is something I don't think that the other season really had. And if it did, it was kind of intermittent as opposed to like continuous like it is in this one. And I really like it. I think the second season is finally like getting its traction that it needs and like what it wants to kind of be and portray. And it still has like these fantastical settings that it's going through, right? Because it's the
Yeah.
aftermath of what happened in the first season. And if you haven't watched the first season, it's okay. You could watch the second season, and there's a recap before that that basically tells you all the major plot points of the first season. So you're not really missing out on too much. Although there are some jokes that come up later that are related to the first season that you may not get right away if you didn't watch the first season.
So it's
but-
a pretty both seasons are 10 episodes. They're easy to get through.
Yeah.
And
They're
when
not
you
bad.
say hooks, is it like the stupid shit that are the cartoons of the 90s used to do where they set up you but with no resolution until the beginning of the next episode? Because that's annoying as fuck.
I don't know if it's the beginning of the next episode, but it's definitely like something happens. And it kind of leaves you on this like cliffhanger of like, but what was that? Right? And then you go into the next episode, and then it does its plot thread, and throughout that episode, it resolves the hook from the last one.
Okay.
So it's not like right at the beginning of the next episode, it's like, this is what it was. It's like, no, it gives you kind of a pseudo answer and kind of leads you through the episode as it keeps going, and then it resolves, and then you get another plot hook.
Okay, so has it gotten better? Because my problem with the first season was, like you, it was trying too hard, and it just couldn't quite find its stride. Throughout the whole season, I felt like it was still just missing something, and it was really hard to pinpoint. Whereas Futurama didn't have that issue for me.
So I don't.
Futurama took a little bit to really cement itself as what it was.
Yeah,
I'm watching them as I barbecue downstairs, and I'm in like season 2, and it's still.
But the difference is that a lot of the jokes tended to land, whether. Yeah, it became this great thing, Futurama, is what I'm talking about. But the jokes still landed in the first season.
Yeah.
And some of these jokes just feel like they don't land. So what do you think, Klops?
I don't know if it's not that they don't land anymore. There's definitely a stride that you get into that like is like, that's going to happen. And it's very Futurama-ish. It's very like Disenchanted now, or Disenchantment. That kind of happens. Like there's one episode where the king is or Zog is giving this like kind of heartful speech to this woman that he fell in love with, and it's only showing him, and you can tell that she's pretty much booked it, before he even started speaking, and it totally happened, right? And not much spoiler there. I won't go into details about that one too much, but it was just kind of like this joke. And it's like you can see if you know that material, you know what's going to happen on that. But there still are good jokes, and it still is kind of funny, and it's not.
It's a great Futurama reference. At one point, the king is about to attack somebody, and he yells out, "Bite my shiny metal axe." He's voiced by Bender.
Yeah. No, that was great. So there is some nod to that humor too as well. That's really good. Although I think it's a better stride in this season than it was the first one. And so I'd really recommend going back and checking it out. I won't say that it's completely found its complete footing, but what it has got down, it's done really well, and I think that it's going to get better as time gets on.
The show is still good for at least one out loud laugh every episode, I've noticed. Like, there's always at least one scene where I, like, audibly laugh.
Yeah.
What am I... The part with the demon trying to console her.
Shut up.
It was so good.
Well, that was the whole running plot kind of joke too, because it was like what they did in that Empire as well, because like her mother did that to her. Remember what I told you when you were little? Shut up. Right? And like it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Okay, give it a rating.
So far for first look, I'd probably give it about a 6.5, 7 demon level 4s. Out of demon level 4s.
Okay. Not too bad. All right. I want to pick a fight. I think it's that time.
Oh, wait. Before we pick a fight, just one. We're not even going to cover the whole show, but I don't think anybody but me watches it. But The Ranch from Netflix had a hell of a season finale. Whoo, boy.
Okay. Actually, hold on. I'm partway through.
No. Don't even ask.
No, I'm not going to ask. All I'm saying is it felt like they went from 0 to fucking 100 here for the second part. And that's a series finale, I believe, right? They're not making any more?
I hope not.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, yeah. The Ranch,
I don't know, you watched that.
The first couple episodes just went from 0 to 100 on part 2 there. All right, we ready for we ready for a fight? Ready for an argument? All right, Borderlands 3. Woo! Take it away, Bonsai.
This is gonna be one of those ones where I don't want to beat something up too much because it's not deserving of abject hatred. It's more the parts of this that are bad are really, 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 really bad. It's like a total mangling scar on the face of the beautiful woman, or you know, the hole in the souffle. It's the bad piece of a good thing. I'm wording this carefully. I don't give two fucks that this was not released on Steam. I don't care. I can't think of anything more worthless or more asinine. It comes on 1, 2, 3, 4 other platforms that you can choose from if you have those. Even if you are locked down to only PC, there are 2 other things. I understand not liking Epic Store. I understand not wanting to do it. And if I didn't have a PlayStation, I probably also would not be buying it. But here's the line in the sand I will make. It's a choice. Gearbox is not some horrible, evil piece of shit company because they chose to make a business decision. And this whole, like, you're just going to support Randy Pitchford? No, you're supporting an entire company. He's not, all of the money from the Epic Store is not exclusively going to Randy Pitchford. That's insane and stupid, not how businesses work. He's probably getting a bonus, but that's what most CEOs get for most times where they can come in under budget. It's very standard practice. The people that you're supporting are the developers and the art designers and everybody else who goes into making something like this. Also, here's a question. Was this 2K's decision or was this Gearbox's decision to go Epic exclusive? Because there's a publisher and a developer at work here.
Are you actually asking?
I'm actually asking. That's a question. I do not know. Whose decision was this? And I don't want, like, well, you fucking heard Randy Pitch. Like,
no. So here's the thing. I don't know, because this is the kind of business decisions that they don't just outright come out and say. But what I do know is that, and just to be clear, I like to split Gearbox and Pitchford apart, because there's a lot of things that Pitchford has done and some stuff that he has allegedly done that I don't think should reflect on Gearbox.
Right. Like, he's a person at the company. He is not the company.
But the pattern that Pitchford has shown makes me believe that he did not push back at all on when a decision like this would have been pushed down. And again, if this was Gearbox being a small company arguing with a big developer with an unproven product, I would be 100% with you saying that fuck it, 2K made the call, and 2K isn't really known for making decisions either, and they totally pushed them on them. But it is not. You know how the business world works. After 2 very successful games, you know they had more of a say. You know
they very successful in this franchise and several absolute bombs along the way. Gearbox has not been a success story all the way through. Gearbox has had some fucking Colonial Marines was fucking Gearbox.
Was that Gearbox or was that 2K?
Forever was Gearbox.
Again, was that Gearbox or 2K?
Gearbox.
Okay, I'm looking this up mostly because I don't know.
It's Gearbox. We're gonna go silence as we all fucking Google this shit.
No.
I'm just drinking water.
Battleborn was another hit. Aliens, Colonial Marines is there. Duke Nukem Forever is theirs. They've had several big slams as shit failed for them. So they might not have the pushback. Really, if you think about their run, what's another successful Gearbox franchise other than Borderlands?
Half-Life?
No, that's Valve.
That's Valve.
Gearbox has developed a total of 6 games in the Half-Life series.
Oh, maybe they've done some of the side ones.
They did Opposing Forces. They did Blue Shift.
Okay. Games from 1998.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, the Borderlands series has been around for a while, too.
And they've only done 3 games in the series. So I'm saying, we can call them a big developer all we want, but they're not fucking BioWare, who has, a crushing franchise. Borderlands is big, but Halo's bigger, Mass Effect is bigger. It's not the same thing.
Yeah, but with how big Borderlands 3 is, with how not expect what the anticipation for this game was. I will concede that maybe they're not as big as I initially thought, but I'm not willing to give them full fucking pass on saying that like I said, I think Pitchford could have pushed back more, and I don't think he did. And ultimately, again, I am not saying that.
It's still wild speculation. You have no proof of this.
But everything is wild speculation, right? Like we don't know exactly why they went with the fucking Epic Store.
Maybe somebody's baby was in danger. You don't know.
Yeah, or there was a board member who pressured or whatever the fuck. You never know with these kinds of things. But at face value, my biggest problem isn't even with Gearbox itself. My biggest problem is, like, I don't support the Epic Store. And I don't support Epic. One, because I if they were just to come out and say, we did this for the money, I'd be like, yeah, all right. Okay, I don't like you, but okay.
But do you acknowledge that this is your choice to not buy it? No one is thrusting this upon you. If you wanted to play this game, no one has barred you or blocked you from playing this game like people are acting like they have been.
No, and I have always said that it is their choice to put it on the Epic Store, and it is my choice to not give them money for it. And see, for me, I'm still looking forward to playing this game, but I've already gotten the rest of them on the platform that not only it's not because I like. I'm not a Steam fanboy. I use other platforms too. I just don't trust Epic. I don't trust that anti-consumer shit that they've been doing, and I trust Steam because I've been on Steam for years, and except for some of the indie title garbage that has been happening over the years, for the most part, they're a
proven name.
They're generally on point. And the proven name...
So, while you've given your rational explanation, Klops, I know you have angry video gamer rage built up inside of you. I want to give you your chance to release your hatred upon the internet. Because I get to do it all the time. So please, spew your venom.
Honestly, I don't hate what they've done.
This is a total 180 from the conversation we had before this.
I was just fucking with you, riling you up because I like to do that. Honestly, I don't give a flying fuck about them releasing it on Epic or Steam. I don't want to break my collection on Steam, so that's why I'm not going for it. I just like to pretend that I can't play this because everybody else has review copies and it doesn't come out for the next 6 months. Because
dude,
I'm really just
I'm gonna hit record early so everyone can hear the vitriol you fucking spew, and then you're like it's just a prank, bro, guys. Right now, you know that?
No. I do the same thing on Siege all the time. It's just I just troll the whole time.
So now for the actual problems with Borderlands 3,
the Epic Store. We were talking about this
after all the stupid.
That's one of them.
And on what's funny is like I've heard the whole the things people were reviewing before were review copies, and so those were incomplete. I don't know what the complaints during the review copies were. I didn't watch any of that. I don't know. So
I do.
Okay, then let me know if I'm going to mesh up with this because I'm for sure not playing a review copy.
Okay.
No one gives a shit who we are. We don't get that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not on Steam, so you have to be playing a review copy.
Playing the full released game that is fully released on the PlayStation 4, where I own the rest of the series, and I'm not breaking up my series either, Klops. I own it on PC as well, but...
I don't own them on PS4, so I
got them on the old PS4. So let's go over, like, the nice stuff. Let's be nice first, right? Love the new skill trees. New skill trees, great. I like the little sort of like add-on modular abilities that you can get. Really cool, really nice. The new movement was hard for me to get used to. It controls a lot more like Doom 16. Doom 2016, whatever.
The new Doom, okay.
Yeah. It feels a lot more like new Doom while you're playing. There's a lot more like running, sliding, climbing.
I was like running through a list in my head of all the Doom games. I was like,
were there 16?
2016? Was that it? Was that like an expansion pack for like Brutal Doom or something?
Telltale Doom that you skipped.
So, fucking, what was it, Bethesda Doom or whoever the fuck it is that it's amazing they released a good game. Either way. yeah, it plays a lot more like that. It's a lot faster pace, which really to me does not feel like Borderlands, and it was a really, really hard adjustment. Especially since like I got done playing Borderlands 2 one weekend and then started playing Borderlands 3 the next weekend. Hard adjustment. I like to the point where I'm staggered that so many people are saying like just feels like more Borderlands. No, it doesn't. It sounds like more Borderlands, but it does not play like more Borderlands. It's very different gameplay. It's about as close as Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3. It's modernized enough to where it feels different. The operation of it is not the same. Not bad, but different. I love here like new features, and I'll start to touch on what I don't like. They don't tell you that this happens. You just have to stumble upon this shit. But you can now fast travel back to your vehicle or fast travel back to any fast travel point anywhere you want at any time. Super sweet, really convenient for a lot of those missions where it's like, go over there. Okay, come back. You don't need to run the fuck back if you're not just trying to grind and level. You can just teleport the fuck back. Or run out, kill the boss, teleport back to your car, and then take the fuck off. Super nice. Love it. So now for all the bad stuff.
That's it? That's all the good stuff?
I mean, other than that, like it feels like Borderlands. I like that there's more populated cities. Like it's a war zone that's happening, and you actually feel like it's a war zone. There's people running around. There's a lot more instances where you have like ally AI kind of stuff happening.
Okay.
There's a lot of noted improvements. There really is. There's a lot to like. It's fun. A lot of the new mechanics are fun. The new characters are fun. The new storyline's fun. As far as all that goes, I will agree. It's more Borderlands.
Wait, what character are you playing?
I am doing the Beastmaster first. I was in a hard toss-up between the Beastmaster and the Mose, the girl who summons the big mech.
See, that's the one I want to play.
Yeah,
I want to play Mose.
I was in a toss-up between those two. And there's actually a mission really early on that's totally going to fuck that character, and I don't know how I'm going to beat it, though maybe some of these other things I've learned that the game didn't fucking explain to me might help things. So, this is one of the absolute worst UIs I have ever used in a game in my entire life. Horrible. Mass Effect 2 bad. I'm sorry, that fucking solar system map in Mass Effect 2 was hot garbage and everybody knows it and you can't argue that. It was bad. It was bad. It was just bad. Borderlands 3 is fucking really, really close. So the problem is Borderlands 2 it had a very elegant functional menu system, right? It all just worked. Nothing was like overtly trash in that menu system that I can recall. Like nothing. There was stuff like, maybe this could be slightly better, but all in all, it's a really serviceable, functioning menu system. They have done everything they can to completely trash that. Klops, I want you to think of a loot gathering game with no compare button at all.
Okay.
So you now have to go through the tedium of every single item you want to compare. You have to select and get to the step right before equipping before you can compare the stats on those two specific items.
That's really weird.
Yes, and it's constant. There is no compare button. There is no sort by weapon type. Or no, sorry. They took away a bunch of your sorts. Your only sorts are sort by score, sort by company, sort by weapon type. But even then, there's no mass compare for weapon type. The score is basically worthless. I've had a weapon with like a low 600 score, and I've been drawing 4-digit scores for a while, and none of them have been even close to better than the gun that I am using. I don't know what calculates the score, but it sucks. The score system is fucking worthless. You're just going to be comparing green arrows to red arrows like you are in every other Borderlands game. The old fast travel system was easy. You had a header for what area it was, and then a little dot for all of the different spawn points that were available within that area. One big list. Simple. Scroll to the header you want, look for the area you want, teleport there. They've turned that into 4 separate menus. You now have a solar system view, and then a planet view, and then all of the different maps that are available on that planet. Then once you're on the planet, if there's multiple fast travels inside of that planet, you do have to select which fast travel you want to get to inside of that planet. Instead of just a drop down with headers. One menu! I saved you all the coding that it took to make 4 goddamn menus and made it into one really simple, really elegant... You're just following the diamond that your current fucking mission is on anyways. You kidding me? It's insane. It's expansion for the sake of feeling like they gave you more.
That actually sounds a lot like Destiny 2's travel menu.
It's awful. And again, for something like Mass Effect, where it really was trying to make you feel like you're in this big, expansive solar system, having a layout like that, there was also travel time between them and other things to consider. There was a reason for it. But this already had a really elegant, well-functioning, easy-to-navigate system that they've just gone, you know what sucks is all of that. Let's just redo all of that. Why? Why do that? Who is this servicing? Who was this better for? Or did you all just sit around talking about how fucking pretty it was? Pretty doesn't matter. Just get to it. One of the things I love, the last 3 Borderlands games, you don't get your ability until level 5, which always seemed kind of arbitrary and difficult. Boom, right away, level 2, you get your ability on this one. Fantastic! Somebody put thought into a thing that was actually kind of a problem and then carried out an action that addressed that problem. Meanwhile, the goddamn UI designers went, you know what we'll do? So we'll just add a bunch more of this. We'll just so many more. You want to know the really infuriating thing in the menu? This fucking killed me. I was not enjoying the game until I found this feature. Seriously, I was about to give up. Around level 14, I was seriously just about to give up and stop playing this game. And I'm a big, big Borderlands fan, and I was almost fucking done until I read a post online that mentioned there is a menu full of mail, and in that mail is items and upgrades and experience and money. You know, like all those mission payouts that you just get when you finish a mission in the regular Borderlands games? Those are now inside of an email menu. The email menu is inside of the social menu. The same menu where, like, Klops, if he was playing on PS4, would send me a message. Same menu for the in-game item payouts from completing missions.
Oh, man.
Also,
That's
your
really
DLC
fucking
payouts, your golden keys from your shift codes are all in the social one. And it's not like there's a big glowing fucking exclamation point going, hey, there's stuff to look at in here. There's nothing. There's nothing. There is nothing that prompts you to go in there and get those. I had to turn off the tutorial in this game because the tutorial caused me to need to respec 3 times by level 5. Because the tutorial makes it look like you're about to advance. Like, it put a big thing like, hey, here's what you're going to do next. So your brain goes, okay, I'll click X, and then I'll do that thing. I'll click accept to advance the tutorial, and then make my selection. But instead, it just makes the selection on the thing you're selected on. You were just supposed to know to actually scroll through and select it right now. It's very, very misleading. So the tutorial leads you down the wrong path several times, but not having it, like, maybe if I left the tutorial on, at one point it would have gone, hey, you have stuff over in that menu, but I was level 5 or 6 by the time I turned that off, and I got no message about going and checking mail in the social menu. I had this great early access item. It's this fucking shield that gives you 10% experience and better loot drops. But those cut off once you hit level 10. I didn't realize I owned the shield until level fucking 16. So the game just starts off being incredibly frustrating because its UI is grating and deep. The gameplay is a stark contrast to the original. I'm sitting there going like, why don't I love this? It's fucking Borderlands. Why am I not having a great time with this? And it's because it's just marred with really shit. The first game, when you killed something, the amount of experience you got showed up, and big, bold, bright letters. Now it's very tiny and sleek and right, like hugging as close as it can to your experience bar. I'm level 26. I just noticed it within like the last hour of gameplay where the experience was popping up. I did not know how much experience I was getting per kill until level 26 when I finally happened to notice it.
There's a question from the chat here.
Okay.
Why would you keep completing quests if you're not getting the promised payout?
So you're getting the money and you're getting the experience usually, unless it's like, you've done the extra mission and there's like extra money. But like the items you're not getting, the iridium you're not getting, you have to go get those things. And I don't know. Like, I guess I just didn't put it together because things were so different than the first one that I guess I just, like I saw stuff popping up. I assumed the stuff was just happening, and it's fucking not.
So, if you want to play Borderlands on true hard mode, never check your mail.
Yeah, seriously. Don't ever look at that, and then you just won't get a lot of the really, really great items you need. A couple more positives on it. They finally made SDUs, the things that give you more capacity. That's just money. It's not iridium anymore.
Fuck.
Yeah, you can just buy those as much as you need. A suggestion from me, just spend your money. I'm usually one of those guys who tries to hoard money in Borderlands just to get that counter as high as I can, because fuck it, it's Borderlands. You'll get a better gun eventually.
At that point, it's just score.
Right. I mean, essentially. But like you will just get a better gun. Now, Borderlands 3, just spend the money. Spend all of it. Spend all your money on SDUs and better guns. Your percentage on your death is only going to go up and up and up, and it's just going to get frustrating. So just spend it. Spend it all early.
Okay.
It's worth it. It's absolutely
it's funny is you talk about how, it being on other platforms and stuff, but if this was on Steam within 24 hours, there would have been a better UI up in the mod community.
Seriously, mod community, get somebody go play it on Epic just so you can learn what you want to fix, and that way, like day 2, you can be ready with
Pretty sure Epic doesn't allow mods.
No, day 2 on Steam. When it comes out, you can just be ready for what you need to fix instead of having to experience it. You can just know and then just have it ready for like day 1.
I'm fully expecting for its actual like wide release to happen. That most of the issues are going to be fixed by then.
I really, so I don't know if I should even say this. I'll be as vague as I can so nobody gets in trouble. I may or may not know a person who may or may not work at a publisher who published this game. When I was talking to him about it, I mentioned a lot of my problems, and he mentioned that he actually brought these problems up, but by the point he brought them up, it was too late in development to fix any of them. So maybe there's a patch. Like remember Mag? I actually complained because Mag went through this huge update that kind of fucking borked a lot of things and like ruined menus. There was seriously a point where they put up like, oh, if you bought these skills, you're just not getting those points back.
Nice.
Thanks, I think. Go respec and a bunch of that stuff you bought. Fuck you. I really hope Borderlands gets an overhaul, because it could be really fun if some of this stuff was even... fuck it. Leave it in the social menu. It's dumb, but put the little iconic yellow exclamation point next to the social menu. What are you fucking thinking? Come on. Help me help you, you fuck.
All right, so this is something I'm actually very curious about because it was something that was brought up during the review portion, and folks kept trying to excuse it as, oh, this is just a review copy.
Yeah, so what were the complaints in that?
So, how was your performance?
I've had... Getting to level 24, mind you, I've had 1 crash and 2 lockups. Here, at least on PS4, this will lock up your game stupid fast. First, right when you spawn in, do not try and open your menu. The game will just tell you it can't open your menu for a solid 30 seconds to a minute after spawning in any location. Just full tilt.
Wow. Okay.
Leave, walk, kill a guy, 30 seconds to a minute before you can open your menu. Then once you open your menu, if you're going to go, L1 between menu screens, wait till each screen has completed loading before you hit the next screen. I've had 2 or 3 lockups. It's actually the worst one seems to be the inventory screen. That one will lock you up faster than any of them. But bouncing, if you go map, weapon, map, will almost lock you up every time.
Dude, what is this fucking Pentium 3?
Yeah, it's really the transitions are not smooth.
So a lot of the complaints have been performance, and a lot of the folks that have the like extreme consoles, like the
PS4 Pro and shit.
PS4 Pro and then Project Scorpion, I forget what they're calling it.
The Xbox HD, I think.
Whatever. They're complaining that you either have to pick frames per second or resolution, like one or the other, because if you pick both, it's gonna be sluggish, it's gonna fuck up, and you're just not gonna have a good time.
Oh yeah, see, I didn't adjust my frames, but I am playing it in HDR, and I'm on a regular PlayStation, not on a PS Pro. And those menus are, other than that, I'm not having any problems. But I've had one crash that I can't explain, and then I've had it just fully lock up in the menu, can't do anything, can't move. 2 or 3 times, transitioning too quick. So, you can feel it chug between those menu screens, dude. The loading times are redunk. This game takes it's at the point where if my controller's a little bit low, I'll seriously boot up the PlayStation and plug in the controller and just get up to click the buttons until I'm fully loaded in the game and actually get a decent amount of playtime off my controller. You can seriously score an extra 5 or 10 minutes off of that amount of charge time with how long this game takes to load.
Wow. How is this? I mean, this is nowhere near Arkham fucking bad, but I'm Arkham Knight, but it's still pretty bad, man, for being a AAA developer and launching this.
I will say it's look, the game is not a slam dunk. If you want the best Borderlands title, in my book, it's probably still pre-sequel. Yes, I prefer pre-sequel, but Borderlands 2 is still probably, it just has more DLC. It has a lot more love. It's had a lot more work. Borderlands 2 is probably still the quintessential Borderlands. That's what you should be playing. 3 is good. If you're a fan of the series, you will enjoy it. If you're a fan of modern shooters, I have a buddy at work who's he's never played the Borderlands series. He's not super interested, but I was like, look, if you like Doom 2016... but you would like to add looting to that, you will like this game. And he's playing it so far, he's like, yeah, it's actually not that bad, but the UI is trash. So, and luckily I was able to brace him. Now listening to this and knowing these things are there, you probably will not have that bad of a time with the game, knowing that you're going to have to deal with some stupid shit, or even just knowing hey, I can't figure out how to do this. Don't worry, bro, I got you. I suffered so you don't have to.
Well, to be fair, though,
I have 6 months till it comes out. Yeah.
Yeah, but you have to hope they're actually going to bother to fix it.
Oh,
they might just leave the menu screen.
I don't have to worry about them fixing it.
Yeah, the modder community will fix it.
Yeah, the modder community will
bother.
They will.
I hope they do.
They will. Bad. They definitely will, man.
Seriously though, online, most of the stuff I'm seeing people complain about is man, it takes a long time to unlock your 4th slot. People do not seem to be having as hard of a time with this than I am, but it feels like not a slap in the face, but a definite, we know it's better for you kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's somebody fixing all my problems that I didn't have.
That's every version of the Mac OS they release.
Yeah, it just kind of, and yet fucking Keychain is still a pile of shit. You're on fucking OS 10.14. And you've never bothered to fix Keychain.
Aren't they on 13 now?
No, they're on 14.
iOS is 13.
Oh.
Yeah.
No. Keychain's still a pile of dicks. How have they never fixed this? That's exactly what this feels like. Hey, we didn't bother to fix frame rate. We didn't bother to fix glitches or weird falling through the floor problems. But we changed the menu.
Made it prettier.
Thanks?
Yeah.
Those are the upgrades we needed.
Yeah, big fucking pat on the back for you. Oh, radiation damage, dope as fuck though. Loving my radiation gun.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
give it a rating.
Man, I'm only level 24. I haven't even run into Tiny Tina yet.
It doesn't matter. How many hours have you sunk into this?
6 to 8.
Yeah,
maybe 10.
That is enough for a review. So, give it a rating. Honest rating.
I give the UIs a 1. 1 out of whatever goddamn rating you want to give whatever. It's a 1. They're trash. The game as a whole, 6.5 right
Ooh.
now.
Okay, that's still
With a
not
lot
great.
of
Yeah, that's still
with-
pretty low for Borderlands.
with a lot of room for like story to get insane and good. And I will say the last playing on Sunday when I played was the best time I've had with it so far.
Okay, so now follow-up
Is that
question.
when you figured out when the social button was?
Yes, it is.
Follow-up question. So when this game was reviewed, most outlets were giving it super high scores, and 2 gave it about the same rating that you gave it. What are
Yeah.
your thoughts on that shit?
Well, again, I seem to be one of the only people I'm reading about with this bad of issues with the UI. Like, people I've talked to seem to go, yeah, it is really bad. But, like, reviewers or people talking about it online and in threads are mostly just saying, like, oh, fuck, progression's really slow and it just feels like a lot of the same. I don't know why I'm falling into such a weird minority right now. Except,
That's
like,
because you and the other 2 people that have reviewed it that way aren't getting paid for it.
I guess, yeah, because like I talked to a buddy on Facebook really briefly, and he was like, "Yep, the UIs are shit." I talked to my buddy who might or might not be with one of the publishers of this game, also said, "Yep, that was my big problem with it too." Like and my buddy at work, now that he's picked it up, has played, and he's like, "Yeah, the UIs are fucking awful." The people seem to fucking hate it, but anybody who's writing about it does not. Like, I guess people are just trying, like, oh, it's just the menu, or I don't know. And so far, there is not one person who is upset about the lack of a compare button as I am. And I don't know how this hasn't, like, ignited the fury of the masses. How do you not do fucking Diablo has this down. When you highlight it, it at least bothers to pop up the comparing thing. In this, you have to get all the way to right before you're selecting to replace it before it shows up.
Fucking MMOs from the 90s had it down.
Seriously. All I want is just to press square and have it let me pick something to compare it to. That's all I want. Now, square throws the weapon on the floor.
Wait, really? It drops it?
Yes.
That's so fucking dumb.
Well, only if it's in your inventory, you have to hit triangle. But if it's your equipped weapon, it's unequip. And if your inventory's full, you go,
All right. So on that note, check us out on iTunes, and Tuesday nights, check us out on twitch.tv/metagame network. We all are also on Podbean, Bias Bros every other week. On Thursday. Yay! I got this one.
You remembered.
Yay! Final words, claps.
YouTube's.
Cool. Bonsai.
I actually can't join him on this one. How do you fuck up a UI this badly? There's whole departments for this.
Probably more than one. Okay. And on that note, bye.
See you later.
Klops, you're such a bitch.